really fast, I think. We're going to talk about the archivists, and a lot of you are probably going, what the hell? Like, what's this thing, this workshop thing that's up there? Okay, I'll make that a little bit clearer a bit later on. First off, I'll just explain what the archivist is. Yeah, everything works so smoothly. Okay, I'm just going to read a little bit. So there are official histories and then there are memories. One is laid out as a linear narrative. The other is often haphazardly assembled, subject to strong feeling and the presence of the listener. Memories are often visceral. They reside in our bodies and we live them as an event horizon. So the archivists is memory research embedded in performance, inviting individuals to share significant moments that might never make the history books. They're not quite that moment, or maybe they didn't meet the purposes of the person who was writing their story at the time. Because we all know bits have to be cut out, yeah. So sometimes they're not the moments that we really remember. So the archivists is a way of obtaining people's memories and honouring them and embodying them and putting them into performance. I think someone spoke earlier about, what was it called? Verbatim theatre? It's like that too. This image here is of the last time that we did the archivists with community. So these were all community dancers who really we were asking them what was important to them. And they came out with a range of different gestures which they then performed, and they performed each other's gestures, so they were the custodians of the other people's movement. So they had to look after them, to cherish them, and they'll have them for life. We're going to do something similar here. So as we're listening, as we're watching, as we're communicating with you, we're getting a sense of what's happening with these people, yourselves, your histories, etc., as well as the movements that you make. So how are we going to do that? Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to ask you to do something for us. We've got Shannon and Elena are going to run around and they're going to give you some cards. And if you don't have a pen, we might even lend you a pen, and really you can keep it. My gift to you is a crappy pen. Sorry. There are all lots of pens that I've accumulated over the years. I hope they all work. The other thing that we're going to do, so I'll go through that activity once you have the cards. The other thing we're doing is up in the Ferguson room tomorrow. We've got some space, thank you Liz, for, we're going to use it from 11 till 12:30. So some people might like to come and do a one-on-one little 5-minute, 10-minute workshop with us. The idea is to tell us something, and I'll get to that in a minute, and then to work with us in a physical way to give us a gesture that we will then incorporate into a performance on Saturday night. It's pretty simple, really. It's pretty simple. So we'll just wait for those things. In the meantime, while you're waiting for your card to be delivered to you, I would like you to think of a memory of your life in dance. It might be a performance that you've been in, it might be a class you've done, it might be a conversation you've had with someone, it might be you as an audience member. It might be one of those profound moments. I want you to think there might be more than one, so you're going to have to choose one, I think, unless you come to me and say, I can't choose, I have to do 3. I want you to think about that. That memory should be so powerful that it almost vibrates within you. You have a visceral sort of response to it, or an emotional response. It might be one, it might be the other, it might be both. Would love it if you wouldn't mind writing down what that response is, what it's in response to, that experience. So it might be, for instance, for me, I'll never forget a time when I'd never danced to a live audience. And we were on State Theatre stage, it was a brand new stage, that's how old I am. And we were doing Serenade for Strings, and then suddenly the orchestra struck up, and there was this moment, and I'd never danced to a full orchestra before, so that still vibrates within me. So maybe there's something there for you. So I'm going to give you a moment to think about that. You've all got something? Now you may not have something, which is why if you don't want to you're feeling the pressure, and it's not really good for you, don't worry, because we will be up in the Ferguson room. You know, if you want to share a story, you can do that with us tomorrow. So there's the option. Or you don't have to share it all. A third option. All right. Now, if you wouldn't mind standing up, you can stay seated if you want, because your movement response might be seated. I want you to just take a few seconds to explore a movement response to that feeling. There's no music. The music is within. And there's no judging, just any sort of response that you have. And once you've done that, just start repeating that and refining that so that eventually we just have one. It could be a movement. For instance, I remember one woman had her journal, so it was 3 movements, but it was repeated, or her love of meditation. It's funny how you remember these things, huh? But okay, so now start to distill that movement into one movement motif. It's great that you're all dancers, because you've probably heard this language quite a bit. Fabulous. Now, if you wouldn't mind sitting down, filling out your card with your name, the experience, and what your gesture is, that would be great. And then, if you would like, if you give permission, I'm going to film you doing your gesture. And so will Shannon, and so will Elena. And this is just for our own research. We're not going to put it on YouTube, we're not going to put it on Facebook, we're not going to do any of that. We're just using it to create, to match. Oh yeah, we're going to try and match your gesture. If not, well, at least we've got the visuals here too. So of course that's your option. You're not required to do anything. It's really about sharing. But we're lovely to have the stories. How are we going for time? What, about a minute? 2 minutes? I'm a bit faster than I thought. Got another slide. There we go. So this one here we thought was a lovely mix, because so many of you you're so important to this dance ecology, every single one of you. And what a wonderful opportunity for us to hear something about your lives that maybe, isn't in the archives, that doesn't quite fit, that you would like to share. Being, important people. It would be lovely to collect this for the sake of this festival. Okay, so Elena and Shannon, if you wouldn't mind coming over here. People who would like to share, so I'll take this little section, you do the middle and you do there. We're just going to film you doing your gesture. You can close your eyes. Would you like to stand? Now, if you don't want us to film it, you'll have to stay seated. Otherwise, this is just a botched experiment and nothing's going to work. But it's quite possible. All right, I'll count you in.
I'll count you in 5, 6, 7, 8. Off you go. Thank you, everyone. Beautiful. I might just take it from over here a bit too. Stay standing, stay still, stay standing. All right, here we go again. Awesome. And thank you for repeating it a few times. That's very kind. So for those who, I should go to the speakers. Yes. 4 minutes left. Thank you.
So for those who went, I can't think on the spot like that, or have gone, I don't really want to do that, that sounds really crap. But you have a change of heart. We will be in the Ferguson room tomorrow from 11 to 12:30, I think. I should just check that. I'm going to check it because it would be really bad of me to give you the wrong information. Yeah, from 11 to 12:30 tomorrow. And then we will workshop on it and we will bring you our archival material and represent it back to you on Saturday. Thank you, everybody. I don't like finishing with